Instagram and YouTube a low and boosted. Like, comment, subscribe.
At the starting of the week, at Summit Talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday.
I love you overlooked and unappreciated. You see, you can reciprocate. I got delicious taste. You
ready or not, ready or not, here I come, can't hide, gonna find you, and baby, yo, I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest, no stress, no success.
What's going on, guys?
Right.
Let's go for this. Round two, we are here with the guys from Redacted and 814 Society. Guys, how we doing today?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself? Pretty good.
I am doing great because now we got audio on both ends and we got video. So we learned that no iPhones and don't come in through the Instagram with the link that way. Hey, we live and learn. So, gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Let's get into it. Pretty good.
Definitely. So that's it. So tell me a little about who Redacted is. What are you guys about? What do you guys do?
You want to take it over since you're the original?
Let's do it. So it started out as just a group of 3 people, and it just kind of ended up growing into something different over time. We just started going to different local car stuff, like cars and coffees and weekly meets and stuff. Eventually, we just kind of took over the weekly meet scene, and we built a decent community locally around it because we do live in a university town. So we pulled in a lot of kids that would come in for university and all that stuff. We built a decent little scene for ourselves out of it.
Nice.
It's a very diverse group, honestly. Like the core people, the people that show up week in, week out, especially the ones that show up even when the weather's not exactly cooperating. I mean, the car diversity is there. I mean, he's got a right-hand drive Nissan. I've got old school muscle cars, Mopars, trucks, whatever's running that week is typically what I bring. And we got people that have Mini Coopers, Acuras, a couple Subarus. One guy, Tommy, he's got that right-hand drive Forester that he imported from Japan.
Imported one of 4 in the country now. I think.
What color is that?
Blue. It's the iconic blue.
I think I've seen that one around somewhere. Because he's the only one that's got it.
Well,
I think there's one more that's blue.
There was 4 in the country from my knowledge, and I think one of them ended up getting totaled at some point or a time.
Okay.
You might have, I can't remember. I know a couple of them are in this region, like the Northeast region. I don't know what the other ones are, but there might be other blue ones around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely something you don't see every day. I mean, when you roll up on it, it looks like a clean Forester. Like, okay, that's cool. You look at the dash, it's like, wait, that's on the other side. And when you swapped it over. Nope. He got it imported, and it's like it still has all the Japanese writing on it. It still has the Japanese tuning software in it, and it's old school tuning software. He had some problem. It was some with the air fuel, and he had to go through the importer he had to go through the importer that he imported the car through to talk to the guy that tuned the car. And the guy that tuned the car told him, yeah, it's value number 13. You need to change it. Like, it's that kind of old school tuning.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the analog tuners that you would get, and you can tune from the control.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
It's pretty cool. But,
Definitely is.
But yeah, Redacted, it's growing. We're hoping to host a lot more specific meets, like maybe do like a 4th of July meet or something like that this year. It's definitely growing, and we're wanting to grow with it. We are hopefully going to be doing merch this year as well. That's how much the brand is growing. And yeah, we're just going to keep putting time into it and see where this takes us.
Definitely. Now, how did you come up with the name Redacted? Is there anything behind that?
So, just kind of, I do this with everything when I do something. It's always a play on words. So originally, when we started, we would post our meets and everything. We would post them to Facebook and pretty much everywhere we could get word out. So it was kind of the ironicness of putting word out everywhere.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
or redacting it, taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
so it's kind of a little bit less so nowadays because we don't really put things on Facebook like we used to. Mostly the meets. I'm sure we'll get into this earlier, but we've had some fair share of bad characters show up to the meets. So we started getting away from the Facebook a little bit and started taking a more underground approach to it. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. More of like an invite only type of thing. You know,
Kind
or
of.
if you're on like on a private Discord channel, if you guys
Yeah.
have people on there that you've already vetted, you know who they are, which is kind of smart because let's get into. Did you guys see what just happened? Last Saturday in Jersey?
No.
So they had a little meet at the Dome down in Jersey. It was 3 separate basically promoters that were all involved doing this meet. They've all done meets before, right? They've all put on shows before. Well, they decided to do a free meet and they blasted it everywhere. So free meet, blasting it everywhere, and these guys got pretty big socials. It brought a lot of people, and I mean, they were saying there was like 4,000 people there, and it started getting crazy, revving, you know, out on the streets doing burnouts, doing that whole takeover crap. So, you know, that just shows you you can get things to happen by putting it out on social media, and that's why you guys don't do it. So you're doing the smart approach to keep that away from your guys' name and brand. Right?
Yep.
Because, you know, you're doing a... Go ahead.
So, it's funny you bring that up. So 814, we used to do free meets during the summer. June, July, and August. We would have once a month. And that was in Altoona, Pennsylvania at the Logan Valley Plaza. And, I mean, these meets would get 600-700 cars, a couple thousand people. And it was a good time. And the last one we did, it's called The Good Old Days. I'm sure you can look it up on YouTube, the end result. But, I mean, it was fixing to be the big one, like 700 plus cars. And we had that whole plaza parking lot pretty much filled up. And we started later because most stores were closing. We had permission from the property management company to be there. Like, we did our dotted our I's, cross our T's, make sure that everything was above water. And towards the end, like I think it was 8-9 o'clock, it just got rowdy. Burnout, people revving. And then a couple people started doing donuts, takeover stuff in the middle of the main entrance. It just got out of hand. And it was the last free event that we did. Because it was, like you said, we blasted it all over social media because we wanted people there. I mean, it was supposed to be a gathering of like-minded car enthusiasts that wanted to look at cars, talk to car people, hang out with friends, some of our friends we don't see. I mean,
Yep.
we were pulling people in from Scranton, Pittsburgh, Maryland. When we were pulling people in from hours away for this free meet in the middle of central PA. And
Yeah.
all it took was 4 people to start ruining it, and it just went downhill really fast. And once it gets to the point where you got a crowd cheering them on, what do you do?
It's so hard. It's so hard for you to do anything, right? And it's sad because then you guys get labeled as the problem when it wasn't you, and it's kind of hard to manage a crowd that big of 500-600 cars, right? When it's only a few you guys, it's kind of hard to do that. So, like, what's your advice for like somebody that is getting into doing meets now, right? That is building a great foundation, a good following. So we have one here, Revline. They're doing phenomenal things. They're going to grand openings of businesses, having car meets at these grand openings. So they're bringing business in. They're doing all that, and then they're doing like cruises or meets, and they're great meets. Everybody getting together. But what is your advice when they're starting to get so big and you're starting to get people in that really don't know who they are, right? And don't respect what they're doing and start doing stuff like this. What do you recommend to guys like that are just getting going and building something?
Biggest thing would be to make friends with the local police.
Yeah.
Like 814, we hosted a show called Wheels on the Field last year. And we had the local police, we had the Altoona police there. One of our members, 814, he went down to the police station and said, hey, why don't you bring one of your cars down? Why don't you bring one of your cruisers? Get it all shined up. We'll put it on display. You guys can walk around. And that kind of projects, hey, don't do anything dumb here. Don't do anything. So, I mean, if you talk to the local police, say, hey, we're trying to start a meet, and here's where it's going to be at. Here's the times that we are planning on being there. And they'll probably send 1 or 2 cruisers down through, just to make sure that, hey, everyone's behaving themselves, no one's doing anything dumb. And on the flip side of that is, if you know where you're going to host a meet, do your due diligence. Talk to the property managers, talk to the managers there, talk to the people that, like, especially if you're going to be around business. Like, we have a relationship at this point with the local McDonald's and the Walmart in our area, where at the end of every season, we'll go and say, hey, we want to host meets in your lot. Excuse me. We want to host meet in your lot again. Here's the times that we're thinking. Is that okay with you? You guys were okay with it with us last year. We want to continue it, but we want to talk to you again first. Make sure that you're still okay with it, instead of just assuming, oh, you're okay last year, we're still good for this year. No, not always the case. And if you talk to the businesses, you talk to the managers, oftentimes they're okay with it, just as long as you aren't being rowdy. But if you tell them, okay, we're hosting a meet on Friday night, and then Saturday night, people that were there for the Friday night meet, but they want to act like idiots on Saturday, then the managers know, okay, the people that came to me and wanted to do Friday, that's not them out there acting like an idiot on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Cover yourself, dot your I's, cross your T's, talk to the property managers, talk to the people in the actual business, talk to the police, get on everyone's good side, and be very forthcoming and be very transparent on everything. Time, location, estimated amount of people, and just be respectful.
Yeah, no, for sure, because it's starting to get to the point where you're getting less and less meets happening because people are either afraid to do it or they've did it and something happened, they can't do it no more. So I'm trying to talk to as many people that do them and get the advice and try to build off that, because I'm actually going to start doing my own meets. I have one scheduled for April 24th. I'm actually doing one at a nonprofit organization that gives out food to the schools to give the kids to take home on the weekends. And I'm in the process of doing all that. I got the property permission because I'm doing it with the organization on their property. So I have all that covered. Next is getting the police, notified that I'm pulling a permit for it just to make sure I'm covered there. But yeah, I just want to get as much advice for not only myself, but other people that's building something so they don't have to worry about dealing with the issues that other people have dealt with, because we shouldn't have to deal with it. It just sucks that we do deal with it,
Yeah. And it's one of those things of it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of resources to get there, but it does not take but a quarter, even a tenth of that to ruin it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of. These guys are building that great foundation to be the future of the valley here in the Wyoming Valley, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. They're building that foundation to be that car group and people that put on the meets, because they put on a good amount of meets that they're going to do well if they just keep doing what they're doing and like you said, dot all their I's, cross all their T's.
Yep.
So.
I mean, that is, and that's just that's just life in general. I mean, dot your I's, cross your T's, make sure that everything's above water, and just be respectful, and you will get wherever you want to in life.
Yeah. No, and what's that?
Another thing that I could add to this is definitely communicating with the people that do show up too. Because if you have, let's say, like a cruise planned afterwards, or even if you just want people to, engage with one another, you want to bring everybody together and talk. So you want to communicate with everybody, let everybody know what's going on, what the purpose is, why we're here, what we're doing, what's going on with everything. So that way, like they have an idea that they feel welcome.
Yeah, for sure. It is. Now, how many meets do you guys put on a year?
So typically for Redacted, we do one meet a week, starting in generally about end of April, beginning of May, when it starts getting nice out, where you can actually stand to be outside for more than an hour. And then we'll run them all the way up until mid October. So we do quite a bit. It's once a week. It's 6:30, 7 o'clock. Typically when people start showing up, the official time is 7 o'clock, and then it ends whenever. Typically, if we know we're going to go on a cruise, we'll reach out to members like Wednesday or Thursday, say, hey, plan to come with a full tank of fuel. We want to hit a cruise. We want to go driving the mountains. And typically we leave for the cruise around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we do a lot of night driving. And if we're not going on a cruise that night, we'll typically stay there until 11:30, midnight. And then we may do some other stuff, like if it's move-in weekend for Penn State, because we're in State College, Pennsylvania, and everyone knows State College is Penn State University Park. So we'll typically go downtown, mingle with the locals, mingle with the new college students, and we'll just go cruise around, see what's up, and we'll just do small stuff like that.
Okay. Now, how long have you guys been doing Redacted, doing the car meets?
Summer 2021?
Yeah.
Roughly?
Yeah, summer 2021.
5 years, so okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And when we first started out, we've noticed that there's been a change, a shift. It's here because all of our core members are getting older, but we used to not start the meets until 9 o'clock. But then if we started at 9, most people would show up at 8:30. So then we'd move it to 8, and then they'd show up at 7:30, and then they want to leave early. And like, I'm 31. I have 2 stepkids, so getting to bed early, unfortunately, has become my normal. That, and as a process engineer, I'm used to being up at 2:30, 3 o'clock for work. So earlier the week start, the better. So this year we're going to be starting them at 7, and I'm sure as trends will fall, people will show up at 6:30.
Yeah, for sure.
People will just fill up right after work. They'll just be sitting in the parking lot for 2 or 3 hours waiting for the meets to start. Sometimes.
I've done that.
Wow.
I've done that.
Occasionally, what
Nice.
we'll do, because the Penn State Car Club, they hold their meets the same day, but they start theirs at 5, and they typically run for about 2 hours. So they'll go from their meets and then come straight to our meets afterwards.
Carry over,
Or
nice.
vice versa, we'll go to their meets because we have nothing going on after work, and then we'll go back to our meets.
Yeah,
That works out pretty good. It just keeps a nice night going, you know?
Yep.
It does. And occasionally, like especially with the Penn State crowd, because they're a different type of car enthusiasts. They're younger. You get those kind of meets. You get everything that ranges from a beat up Forester that the kid bought because he needs something to drive back and forth to college, but he also wants to be a car enthusiast, so he's there. I mean, hats off to those guys. The guys that start out like that, hats off to them. I've been there. And then you get the guys that show up in 911 GT3 RSs, Ferrari, Lamborghinis, and it's amazing some of the cars that show up to the college car meets. And we are over there, you're talking with them. It's like, yeah, we got a meet going on across town at 7 o'clock. And they're like, oh, okay. And then you don't see them. 7, 8 o'clock rolls around, still don't see them. And then like 8:30, there'll be like 3 or 4 supercars that roll in. And it's college kids. And it's like, okay. Okay, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then they call their buddies from like a town or 2 over, and then there's like 5 or 6 other guys that just roll in randomly.
But you know what?
Yeah,
That's the best thing about car meets is you see, you know, the guys that are just starting that are trying to figure out where they want to go with their cars, or just somebody that doesn't have the money, but they love the car scene and what's going on, and it's just there with the regular car all the way to, like I said, supercars.
Yeah.
So I was at a meet last night, and like I said, every car from whatever, and you had a brand new Acura NSX roll in the parking lot. And everybody just like, it's those things about the meets that I love because you never know what you're gonna see.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like that's it. So personally, I usually go out of town for meets 1 or 2 times a month. And when you show up to a meet, you show up earlier, Cars and Coffee, show like Lehigh Valley. You never know what you're going to see there. I mean, I remember going to the first Lehigh Valley meet that I went to. It was probably 2016, 2015, and I mean, there's Cobras, there's H2 Hummers, there's supercars, hypercars. And then, like, the next row over, there's a LS swapped E36 with a big turbo on it. It's like, okay. You never know what you're going to see, especially at these bigger events. And, I mean, it's not, and, like, the smaller events, like what we host, you can get stuff that makes over 1,000 horsepower shows up, and then you don't see it for the rest of the year.
Yep.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so you guys do more of the meet stuff. 814 Society does more of like the car show stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 814 Society, that started back in 2016.
There we go. We might need to get that glare out of the way.
Yeah.
Here,
Just
come
that
over.
light.
Technical difficulties.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
There we go.
So 814 Society, with it. So we'll start with the name 814. That's Central PA area code. 814 Society started out in 2016, Altoona, Pennsylvania. It just started out as a couple guys, car club, small thing. They started hosting small meets in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and it just kept on getting bigger, They started hosting the free meets, the good old days meets in the Logan Valley Plaza in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And then one year they just got the bright idea, why don't we put cars in a baseball stadium?
Yeah.
because we have the Altoona Curves. It's a world-class facility, beautiful facility. And we got the approval. And as the old saying goes, no turning back. So they started that. And first year, knocked it out of the park. I think we had over 400 cars there. First year, we had the indoor section, which is where all the cars were parked on the outside part of the stadium or the baseball field in the dirt. They also learned a lot about baseball from the grounds manager. Like, the amount of money that's in a baseball field is insane. Sprinkler systems are insanely expensive. Each one of the sprinkler heads for this baseball stadium, they said it was about $25,000 a sprinkler head.
That's crazy.
Yes. And you couldn't drive on the grass. You couldn't touch the grass. During the show, we had to have the cars parked up against the wall as much as we can to allow people to walk. The reason for that is that if you step on the edge of the grass, you can cause the edge of the grass to go like this. And during a baseball game, if it's not corrected, that could be the difference between a in ball or I think it's called out.
Foul.
I don't know.
Foul ball.
Yeah, foul ball. I don't know too much about baseball terminology. So we had to do a lot. We learned a lot that first year about how to do crowd control. Then next year got a little bit bigger and more cars. So we had an outdoor section, which was kind of like the free section. That it was kind of like a meet where we did have the police there. They had a cruiser set up, and anyone off the street could walk around the outdoor parking lot area, look at the cars, talk to people, talk to their friends. But then the indoor stadium, that was our showcase. That was the one where you had to submit photos of your car, a build list, and everyone got selected to be in the baseball stadium. And then, so that was 2024. We started this in 2023. 2025, last year's show. Unfortunately, there was some scheduling issues because we had our show going on, and then there was a show in Pittsburgh, a show in Maryland. So unfortunately, everyone kind of got split up with who's going to go to what. So kind of cut the numbers. We still had over 300 cars.
Still a good amount of cars.
It is. And last year, we also had the first of the Mall Mania shows where Logan Valley Mall, Altoona, Pennsylvania, they allowed us to park cars in the mall. And we had a Friday night load-in, a Saturday morning load-in. And I mean, we were pushing cars into the mall. We tried driving a few of them in. There were too many complaints about the smell. So we had to end up having to push everyone in after that. But we still had 50, 60, 70 cars. I forget the exact amount off the top of my head. But for an initial show, that's not bad. We're planning. We're hopefully going to have one this year. Unfortunately, one of our members, he hurt himself at work. So he's been having to take a lot of time off, and he's been having to focus on that. So we're not really sure what 814 is going to do this year. We know we do want to go to some events and do some vending. We do want to support other show promoters. We do want to support everyone in the community because the community has supported us over the years.
Okay. So that's what we got to do. We got to support each other, right? And you guys actually it's about what? How far is Bloomsburg from you guys?
About an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours.
So you guys know, notice this. They put on a car show at the mall there once a year, which I didn't know that somebody else was doing it as well.
Yeah, it's kind of – so I knew of some of them. I didn't realize there was local guys or I say local because anymore, if it's under 6 hours, that's an easy drive for me. So
yeah.
I didn't realize how popular it was to do mall shows. Because for the 814 scene, especially out in Altoona, it is Friday night, Saturday night, meet up at the local AutoZone. Or Sunday, you got all the older guys with the classics that park outside the mall with the antique car. There really isn't a lot of unique sites that people are doing car shows in. So it's refreshing and nice to see that people are going out of the box, going into the malls, and using these spaces that, by all intents and purposes, are facing a war with online shopping and stuff like that, and supporting the brick and mortar stores still.
Yeah.
So that is it's a nice thing to see.
Yeah, and actually, there's here in Wilkes-Barre, there's Connecticut Street Wars, I think their name is. They're actually going to do a show here at the mall, at the Wilkes-Barre Mall this year, which I was surprised that they're coming down this way and doing a show here. So it's pretty cool that, like you said, more people are doing it and malls are allowing it, because it's bringing people in that are potentially going to buy things, do shopping while they're at the show. I mean, so it is pretty cool. Yeah, and said I want to come out into one of you guys and meet one of these days when I get the Friday, come out and see what you guys are about. Because I love to travel to different things and see what's going on. And that's my goal this year, is to travel to different little areas and go to meets and see the different scenes. Because like I said, I'm sure your scene's different than my scene. Different cars, the way things are done. So same way, if you guys ever want to come out this way, said there's always meets going on. If you went on to Instagram and looked up Revline, they have meets, like I said, all the time. They put out a schedule. And then I'm going to start doing them. So we, support each other, come out, do what we do, and have fun.
Yep. Having fun, supporting each other. Can't get much better than that.
No, definitely not. When do you guys know when you're going to have a show for 814? Do you have anything scheduled yet, or no?
No, we don't have anything scheduled yet, just because of the one of the members and his leg. He hurt his leg. That's kind of up in the air. We're hoping to have something in writing, probably more toward the end of this year, hopefully. But there's too much stuff up in the air for us to say we're going to have a show, we're going to have a meet on this date. Now, so unfortunately, we have some difficult cards that got dealt this year, and we're working through it.
Okay. Now, are you looking to work with any other promoters or anything like that to do shows, partner up with at all?
That is something that we discussed at the end of last year. We always are looking to do something new. We're always looking to promote something new, some different, work with new people, work with new ideas. Because, personally, I like working with people, because people look at a situation, people look at an idea from multiple different angles, and the guy that I'm working with may see something that I don't, and his part of what he's seeing could help a problem that I'm seeing.
Yep.
So we're always down to work with different promoters, work with different individuals.
Okay. So if anybody wanted to just reach out to you to just talk and see where things can go, where can they reach you to maybe talk and figure something out?
So Instagram probably the best, 814 Society on Instagram, and then redacted.cc for the Redacted group. We're pretty much all the same group. So if you want to reach out to if you're not getting anything from Redacted, apologies we have long work schedules, so sometimes we're a little late on responding. So try 814, try to get a hold of Redacted, or vice versa.
Yep.
But those are best ways to get at us. Is Instagram. We don't really do a lot of Facebook right now, so Instagram's probably the best.
I think a lot of people are transitioning to doing a lot of stuff on Instagram instead of Facebook. I see that a lot. I get it's easier, I guess.
It's a little bit more on the, at least for me, Instagram is a little bit more straightforward. Hey, I want to create an event, I want to post a flyer, I want to add it to my story, and I want to add it to a highlight reel, or I want to add it to whatever there is. But Facebook, it's okay, I got to create an event. Now I got to figure out how to promote that event, because it's different than just putting it on a page. And then you got to do all this other stuff, and then hopefully people see it. While if you do it on Instagram, you can adjust how much you're seeing based on what hashtags you're using, because people are looking at hashtags. And Instagram will adjust it for you. Like, okay, if you're using Cars Without Limits, that's always been one of my favorite hashtags to go look at, is Cars Without Limits. So if you hashtag that, you got a higher chance of seeing more traction than on Facebook, where you got to be careful of, all right, what group do I share this to? How do I go about promoting this? Are people actually seeing it? Because at least for my Facebook feed, now I'm not saying that I'm the bellwether on any of this, but I see more pages of people trying to sell stuff, companies. Maybe I'll see a group or two, but it's really hard to get feed space anymore on Facebook.
It's saturated. There's a lot of like normal people on it too. So you have like a lot of family members and stuff on there. So you might only be promoting to family instead of, other car enthusiasts as well.
Yeah. No, I get it. Because like Instagram, if you're into cars, you're seeing a lot of that on your algorithm. That's what you're seeing. So I can see where it's easier to promote that way on Instagram, because it's going to share to the community you're already looking at on Instagram.
Yeah.
So for sure. Now, car scene from when you guys started till now, what's the biggest difference that you guys might have seen change, good or bad?
So, depends. Yeah. All right. So I always like to look at the good first, because I like to see the good in everyone and everything. The good is modding your cars become easier. And I say that from two fronts. There's a lot of forums and there's a lot of pages. Social media has helped you and everyone in that way. Where if you have a problem when you're modifying a car, or you're trying to get inspiration for how to modify a car, like EG Civic, I'll use that for an example. You get on the forums, EG Civic, you can see what everyone's done. You can see kind of a build list. You can kind of get an idea of what do you want to do. Especially now, this is more towards the newer guys, because I went through this when I got my first Dart. Now, muscle cars a little bit different. Everyone kind of has the stigma with muscle cars, but we'll avoid that for tonight. So we'll go back to the Civic. You want to modify Civic. Okay. Do you want to build it for performance, or do you want to build it for show? Okay, you want to build it for performance? Okay. There are hundreds of build threads, thousands of build threads, thousands of photos, and a ton of people on the pages on social media that you use every day for just doom scrolling that you can talk to. That they'll say, okay, if you want to do a B18 swap with a 5-speed, this is the parts you need, this is the parts I recommend, this is how much boost you should be able to build, and this is about what it's going to cost. And what's nice about that, especially on social media, is as prices go up and down, when people say, yeah, you should do this, and they give you a kind of a estimated cost, that, okay, that's pretty accurate. Versus if you're looking at a forum that's 15 years old, that $200 AEM controller or whatever may now be $800.
Yeah.
So you kind of get that little sticker shock. And I mean, you got YouTube also. So especially if you're trying to fix a car, like you have no idea where all the clips are on the thing, and you don't want to break the part off.
Yeah.
You can get on YouTube and just type it in. There's some guy that did it 3 years ago, and boom, there you go. There's that hidden clip behind the headlight that you forgot. Now, the bad, social media is a double-edged sword, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Where you got the good, where everyone's trying to help you. You got the bad, where you got the people that are either jealous, they have whatever it is, they want to tear everyone down and they want to think that they're the best. And so you get the negativity. And you got to filter out the negativity from the people that are actually cheering you on. You got to filter out the people that have a stigma. You got to filter out a lot of the stuff. And it can get a little disheartening. I mean, I've had it where I post on a group, some that I'm proud of, some that I thought was cool, some that I thought I did well. And I'll do it right before I go to bed. I wake up in the morning, I'm sitting there going through, getting ready for work, and it's like negative, 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 negative. And you get disheartened. So you got to take the good with the bad. But I think as a whole, the car scene is getting better, but because of social media, how fast we're able to get information, it's looking worse and worse. I mean, of course, you got the takeover stuff. You got the idiots like Gatlinburg, for example, perfect example of the negative side of social media. But you also got the good side of social media where people are able to get their builds up. They're posting their builds. They're showing what they love. And they're able to get it out there more. And they may be influencing the next generation through showing what they built that they love. Because I've seen it where I'll post my car on a Mopar site, a Mopar page, and I'll be at a show a couple months later. I forgot about that post altogether, and some kid will come up and be like, I saw your car on one of the Facebook pages. I love this thing. I want to build one just like it. And some of the best feeling in the world. Some little kid you don't know, probably never meet again, unless it's at a big event. He loves the car. And that car could have been making you angry an hour ago because the damn thing didn't want to start and get out of the trailer. But stuff like that just makes your day better. So pick it good or bad. That's how I see it.
Definitely. How about you? What's your take on that?
I pretty much nailed everything on the head with that. I do want to say, like, the social media thing, I want to add to it a little bit. I would say the biggest negative for me, in my opinion, is the people that will go out of their way to do things for attention that negatively affect everybody around you and anything.
Clout.
Which
They're going for the clout.
Takeover people, or even people like, even if it's like a track day, and you get those people that are just being just disrespectful just to get clicks.
Yep. And now that's I want to touch on that. So the people that are taking out their phones for the clout, right? That's where it's putting negative light on us. Because let's all be honest, right? People have been doing burnouts and revving their motors for decades at car meets and having fun, right? But nobody ever seen it, and it wasn't put out there the way it is until social media became a thing and people decided to start taking their camera out and doing all this. And then that's what gets more people riled up and makes it more dangerous and makes it more out of control. Yeah. Right? Because, this stuff's not new. It's been happening forever. It's just the social media has stepped in and amplified everything to a whole different level.
Yes. Social media is nothing but an amplification of everything that's been happening. I mean, burnouts. That probably happened since day 2 of the automobile. Someone figured out how to smoke tires on day 2 with a Model T.
Since NASCAR.
I'd say
before NASCAR.
I'd say it's been since the Model T. And then you get the guys that they post it. Like, I'll bring up Gatlinburg for this one. Like the Jimmy's Market stuff. Like, you go down there, everyone's got their phone out because they're expecting to see something happen. And it's like, okay, why do you have your phone out? One, instead of trying to resolve the situation, instead of trying to de-escalate a fight, you have your phone out because you're going to post it to TikTok, Facebook. And all that's going to do is it's going to put a sour taste in everyone else's mouth. It's going to put a sour taste in the local police. It's going to put a sour taste in the local government. It's going to put a sour taste in all the local businesses. and it's going to go even more widespread. Like, I heard that, now, I don't have all the exact data on this, but I heard that what happened in Gatlinburg, it made it all the way up to the upper levels of the Tennessee government because of social media, because of the stuff that people were putting out. And that's the negative side of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to take the good with the bad, but I think that social media just amplified the bad.
Yeah.
It's like a megaphone just screaming in your ear with it.
Yeah, you're right. It has. And it just sucks because, right, we've been doing the same thing at car meets forever. And now we have to change and watch what we do because you don't know who's bringing out the phone and recording.
I feel like that.
Right, it's not even a recording, right? Because I can bring out my phone and record and have it for myself. It's the ones that's pulling it out, recording, and sending it on social medias.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you know,
you can't tell who's going to save it for themselves or who's going to go blast it on social media.
Yep.
And I think this is also where a lot of gatekeeping will start to take over too, because then you see a lot of this stuff happening with social media, and then people like that hold these meets or these big shows, they start to gatekeep it to protect themselves.
Like you guys are doing, where you don't actually put your meets out on social media. It's more of if you know, or if you're in like a private Discord, right?
Yeah.
People will know to try to keep that from happening. And it just sucks because you can get more people that aren't going to do the bad things and get them to come in, but you're not going to get them if you can't put it out there because you're afraid somebody's going to come and do something wrong. You know, it kind of sucks. It's a double-edged sword. You can't really. It's a slow grow now because now it's a word by mouth. Only people that have been vetted or who know a certain person will know about it. You know, so it stunts the growth, but it protects you at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been our biggest thing, especially with the Friday night meets. I mean, we want the big meets. We want the 100 to 200 plus cars. I mean, I want to see the unique stuff that never comes out of the garage other than maybe a few times a year. And I want that one a few times a year to come to a local Friday night meet. But at the same time, I don't want to begin a phone call from the police or a phone call from a property management because someone did a burnout Saturday night or someone did some dumb in the parking lot after we all left, and they're sitting there waiting to do something dumb, like burnouts or donuts in the parking lot, or worse, they tried to show off and they hit someone. I mean, because that is the ultimate fear right there, is someone does something that they came to your event for and they end up hurting someone. So then it turns into a liability thing. Okay, who's paying the medical bills? Who's paying anything? And could they come back and sue you? I don't know.
Yeah. In this world, you can sue anybody for anything. So you never know.
Yeah.
You don't. So again, you don't put your meets out there. So I'm not going to ask you when your next meet is, because I mean, you don't put them out there. So we don't want to do that. We don't know when the next show is yet, but hopefully you guys can figure that out.
Yes.
What other plans do you guys have for the season besides that?
So we've been really focused on the builds lately. We do want to get more into doing gun track stuff. Like I do autocross, track racing, some drag racing. He's more of a drifter. So we
lost them. Their phone might have died. Their phone just might have died because it literally just went poo. So hold on. Oh,
there we go. Okay.
I thought your phone died.
It might have it had a little bit of a hiccup.
I thought your phone died because you literally just went boop.
Nope, we're good.
Yeah,
we're still here.
There we go.
We've honestly been looking more at doing track stuff, with taking the cars out, going up to the tracks. Like I do a lot of autocross and drag racing, and so we're definitely gonna be hitting a lot more track stuff. SCCA autocross, I'm hoping to hit a grid life event or two if I can get some of the safety equipment installed.
Okay.
And we are definitely going to be going to a lot of shows to either show a car. Like, I'm hoping to get my dart finished up for the summer season. It's not going to be the prettiest thing, but I'm still going to go out there. I'm still going to support promoters with it. And we want to vendor. I mean, we want to start vendoring, especially with the Redacted brand. 814, we do have a booth that we take to our events, and we want to try going to other events. We want to go to our promoters. We want to promote their stuff, and we want to bring a booth with us. So we're going to try that. We've never done it before, and we definitely want to get more on track stuff. So that's good. That's our big high level plans for the year. As far as specific events or specific dates, we don't really have anything in concrete in cement yet. I guess is the proper terminology for that.
Do you have any promoters that you want to either go do like a merch tent at all? Any idea who you're looking to go do something with or at all?
So there's a local group to us, or semi-local, Static Days. I'll give them a drop here. They have a lot of
their first event.
Yep, they just had their first event. I think 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, I was there on. Yep.
And I honestly like their events. We went last year for their season opener. We took the dart with us, and we just showed it because it wasn't running right enough to go down the track. But I mean, they've got the Aussie style burnout pads. They got the drifting. They got the car show. And then on top of that, you got a drag strip as your backdrop, and it is in gorgeous country. The beautiful part of Pennsylvania. So I mean, they are onto something, and I'd love to work with them on an event, or to just go support them and vendor there. Yeah, I mean it's a good time.
It is. Owen's a good guy. I got to speak with him for the first time when I was down there. He cares about the community, cares about the culture, right? And he wants to put an event on where you can come do whatever you want at, not do it on the street, video all you want, and just have a good time.
Yes. And he wants all that, and he's genuine about it. That is, to me, that's the big thing, is speaking what you do and doing what you speak.
Yep.
And I mean, so far they're doing it. So any way that I can support them other than just showing up with a show car, I want to help with. Yeah.
Any other promoters that you've thought of in the local area, at least, that are within a couple hours of you?
So eventually, there really isn't a lot of other groups, small or medium-sized groups in the area, unfortunately. I mean, you've got like the junk food meets. Those are always good.
I got one for you. Downshift Nation. Okay,
I'll look him up.
He puts on several shows a year. He's got one coming up in a few weeks, almost a month away, which is going to be in Lebanon.
Okay.
Then he's got his terminal takeover where they do it at an airport coming up the following month, and then he does the baseball field in Allentown, Coca-Cola Stadium. He does 2 events there a year normally. So he puts on a good size show, a couple hundred cars, anywhere from 200 to 400 cars. So look into them. They're another good local promoter. Told you about the other one that's putting on the mall event. Actually, next month he's putting it on. May. He's putting on an event in May.
Okay.
I believe May or June.
We'll have to look into them.
Up in Bloomsburg, so only an hour and a half, unnoticed.
Yep. And then I guess if we're going to be talking about goals for this part, is in the next few years, because we got to get as a group, we have to get Redacted and 814 built up.
Yep.
I would love to do work with like Tuner Evo, Elite Tuner, and slammed enough. Like those big shows, either just vendoring at their shows or working with them on something. Because I've been going to Tuner Evo shows for years. I've gone to a bunch of the the Elite Tuner shows, and I've obviously Gatlinburg slammed enough. I've been to a few of their shows, and they're always quality shows. I mean, those guys put in the effort to dot I's, cross T's, and they have their stuff figured out. So if someone asked me who I want to eventually work with and host an event or do something with, those are the guys. Those are the groups that I want to eventually see Redacted and 814 work with.
Okay. If you guys are interested in coming out to something next week, whether it's to bring a car, just come out to the show next week at the Stabler Arena or something arena in Bethlehem. It's the Lehigh Valley Auto Show. And on Saturday, they're doing a car show, Shifting the Gears. I'll be there. I'll have my car. I'm doing a podcast from there. You can go on my page. You'll see the thing I shared.
Yeah.
Pretty good little event.
For sure.
I'm done to go.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out which
I'll share the info with you. I'll send it to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. If we have a car that's we can get put together in time, and we'll be there.
I can clean up the old daily.
Yeah.
The Sylvia.
Yeah, the right-hand drive car.
Unfortunately, I've had to daily my Sylvia the past couple of winters. So
okay. Still, it's something that you're not going to see somewhere else, right? Right-hand drive Sylvia. How much do you see them around? You know?
Yeah.
In this area, I only know of 2 other ones that are genuine Sylvias.
Yep.
At least in the State College area.
Yeah. Speaking of another promoter that puts on like little cruises and events, check them out. Brain fart because he just jumped on my thing and I just lost it. Whips and Sips. So they're more of like the Allentown area.
Okay.
And they do shows, cruises, little events. That's another promoter that does some pretty good things. Now, one big thing that I noticed is coming back out this year, Nopi Nationals. Did you guys see about that?
I did. So going back to our social media discussion, the good, the bad, is I found it's a car cultures then and now page on Facebook. And it's all like the older guys, the guys that were there in the early 2000s, the original tuner scene, the original mini truck guys. They're all in there and they're sharing pictures of like the good old days, as they call it. And Nopi, that name has come up quite a bit in there. So the fact that they're bringing that back, that is awesome.
Yeah, because they do similar where they do it at a track. So they do car show and track stuff. And then they, the whole old 90s style car shows where it was just a good time, music going, doing all sorts of different things. So I'm actually going to try to take the ride down to Virginia, where I just moved up from. So they're doing it at the track that I live 3 miles from, that I just moved away from in September. So I might drive back down there in April and go to that event.
That wouldn't be by chance the Shenandoah Speedway, would it be?
No, Virginia International Raceway.
Okay. Yeah.
It's in Didwinnie.
Okay.
Yep. We'll have to make that drive.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. You'll see us down there. Again, not real sure what we're going to bring. I mean, we got a lot of projects that we can bring. Just a matter of
there's a few of them behind us.
It's just a matter of what's running and what is presentable at the time.
Yeah. We got the Dart behind you. You got to get the motor in it, get it painted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, paint, wrap, 1 to 2 for the front. Got to get the big one's got to get the motor in it.
And a lot of people don't know that's probably been in every muscle magazine you could be in.
Yep. People ask best thing I tell them is get on Google, look up Future Shock Hot Rod Network. It's a 67 Dart. If you get into the images, it'll be a gray 67 Dart. It'll have a white, gray, and black Digicamo hood, red and black wheels. Definitely has some tuner influence on its styling, but it is that's the best way that I tell people to look up what the car was.
You said was. So we got some new things happening, so I got a little inside, look on it. So definitely, anything else you guys want to leave off with before we jump off here for the night?
Nothing in particular to Redactor 814, but I do want to say that it's 2026. Can we, as a community, leave the negativity behind? I mean, we got to get fresh blood into the scene. I mean, if you go to a meeting, some kid shows up with a beat up old Honda or beat up whatever, and he's trying. You could tell he's working. He is trying to get the next thing for his build. Give some direction. I mean, give some positive feedback. I wouldn't say positive criticism, because criticism can be taken any different way, even if you mean it to be positive, but just positive feedback. I mean, walk up, say, hey, welcome. How's it going? How's your night going? Like, just make them feel like they want to be there. That little bit can spark a lifelong enthusiasm for cars. Or if you don't do it right, it could kill their enthusiasm and they never come back.
Yeah.
So be positive, be inclusive, but also on a flip note, craftsmanship needs to be there too. I mean, if someone's trying, then don't just go in and nitpick it, but also if they bring it up, provide positive feedback. It's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Maybe try this next time, or try this, and this. But we need to have craftsmanship back in the scene. I mean, this slapping it together to get it to run and just cover it up with Bondo wrap. Sure, it looks good for a little bit, but it's not going to last. Craftsmanship lasts. So be nice, be positive to everyone. Don't do anything dumb, and have good craftsmanship in everything you do.
There we go.
Enjoy it.
Yes, and enjoy it.
If you're not enjoying it, then what's the point?
It's that simple. It's that simple. Enjoy it. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on. I'm sure we're going to get together and we're going to do something, whether I come out and come to one of your guys' things, you guys come out this way. We're going to figure out, we're going to make the scene better, make the community better as a whole by spreading the positivity and the good vibes, man. I appreciate it. Everybody tuned in, thank you. Gentlemen, stick with me. Going to run through my stuff and we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Fort Minor.
By loving, overlooked and unappreciated, you see, you can reciprocate. I got delicious taste you need.
At the starting of the week, at Summit Talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday.